Let's be very honest. NDC, sometimes, so what time the kura, those who be, eh, to what the anti people from, I do for the pair. NPP no pay never go no coin.
We've created 2.1 million jobs since we have, and we can account for every single one of them in the last 7 years. That is more than any government in the Fourth Republic of this country.
How do you create jobs when unemployment is worsening? And 2.6 million. Takokwa mama bear 4 data sources. Yeah. When you go to Ghana Statistical Service, it's not there. Yeah. When you go to Senate, it's not there. When you go to GRA, it's not there. When you even use mere registration, some are called was there be a card and they call bank transactions. When you even tabulate it, you don't get
from history for government is that you cannot manage the economy with propaganda. If the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Lawyer Obribuahen, Eka NPP founding fathers home. Lawyer Obribuahen, Asanso Aye NPP Deputy General Secretary paying. Eni Lawyer Obribuahen, Eka Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia campaign team home. Oye campaign ma NPP party ene Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Na ose nokre pimpiness in pain. Say ye can political party adwemmone wo wontrimu omo nwini nipa ho abro ne baye ahye wo ma na omo sei nipa eye NPP party na okaaye no nye na no keke e na ode kaaye ode ne ho ye example upon say oye founding father wedi deputy general secretary for almost 8 years na osanso ka Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia hompo ena yede saa aborosem ne awudisem we adino a wo a wutie mi a wote fa bode beto me chok wo a wote ehia manchene de ne yede beyew na me pese Ghana ni bia tie nsem a lawyer Obribuahen ekaaye sede beye a abato a ede yanim a ye kwa akoto yi ye koto aba ama okandini a odwene nipa ho na se lawyer Obribuahen a ye nyina ye nim se oye NPP ni mapampo ena yede wei aye no a wo a wote ehia manchene de ne yede beyew wo a wakura ase light imponi ho de ne yede beyew wo a network eni wakura ase de ne yede beyew wo a kwan po eni wakura ase de ne yede beyew Ghana fo momayema yani enna ho na yenhunu nokore no na yenhunu se NPP party ni de ye ntai party no na mbom mpanimfo a omudi party na nimprimpri no omo na omo ye adwemmonefo nipa bonefo akoromfo a ene kwanse ye de Ghana hye wonsa na Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ene opre aba no another audio nso wo ho a mesanso abo ne promises ya o maaye se obeye na den time ye nyina na ye boje ne so ne se de eni ote na de enwanwa ne se ene Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia se o cheche laptops ama school fo nkwada or the electric cars aba electric bus aba ama MPP fu euro ye na doctor wo tumi se utumi ye sa ade we nyina adenti na dollar no untumi nteso doctor se wo tumi se wo de ye we nyina doctor adenti na Ghana fo mabunu nya adwumanye a untumi ma ye adwumanye na ye kokoka na ebimo se ayi Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia oye vice president na oye vice president a woni akwanya se oye bibia na se Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ni akwanya se otimi ye bibia e ba ne se na enede mo se ono na o cheche laptops mo se ode electric cars aba mo se ode hwan ne hwan aba e ba ne se onya tumi no free he you see Ghana for mo maye ma Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na MPP for fire adwene eni agro na nsema lawyer Obribuahen aka no wo a wutie mi a wo ye MPP na deba bia wudi mi franka dani atem se me ye anti MPP na me nye patriot enti se wutie nsema lawyer Obribuahen aka ososo be describe no say ene abufuo a mo sori a mo se mu buafu mi no mo ma mu bunkofu lawyer Obribuahen se mo se mo pami akume mo nkonkokum lawyer Obribuahen na me nsuro mu mo MPP fo mi nsuro mo na mo akromfo awudifo nipa bonefo mo mpo Nyankopon hwe mo so na me a me ka nokre ama me man ena Nyankopon be gya me ma wudi ni wakumi ana na monim se awudifo na mo soma mo no me na me koma omo and wudi ni bi obesoma so mra mekumi bia me ohumia ono mpo no one me be father for once and for all. That is why mo gangs no masoma omo on several times so mo mekum Frank Adane a me da so nenam ho no. And I think say mo kunkun nipa bebre because of say ye kwa kukum Frank Adane. But me nyankopon kumi a me ye frɛ me nyame ngu na mawu. Na obi bia so obetra bia no you die. And that is why I always dare you people. Enti Ghana for this December 7th abato na ye kwa akoto no. Our destiny is in our own hands. They say Dr. Laji Mahmoud Bawumia campaign no atol suom ani da so ni ho. Onim die bia de magana. Na wo de me de videos no tum na wankasa wutie no wasum na uye nipa a oba wo boba nyimwa wo na yatete wo ya mon fusu anom na adwene da utrimu na wo kwa akoto aba na obesan so akoto ama Dr. Laji Mahmoud Bawumia asewara yensuro bia wa Ghana ho yensuro mo ye na tumi kura ye na ye de tumi amamo na meme a me de tumi na amawo no meme suro what be that. And then another Danko Akufo-Addo also a president. After 7th December elections, he is nobody. So to me no ewa he, yaji to me every ninsem. So who is he? Na me a medi to me a mau. Who din sem fon bokro no say o man no. Na ye nyo bi amanenka. Na wo kaya see you huna. I am ever ready to face you people. Akromfo wudifo. Na me say, fiti now kopem December 7th. Mema Ghana ni bia hunu. Exposes no ba na me de ba and then no pay me one of the investors edin komo o say Frank, we are ever ready to develop Ghana, but Akufo-Addo ne NPP aban wo so a omo nye ne enye no chena said the lawyer Obiribu aheka ye no omo ye akromfo awudifo nipa bonefo omo nwini nipa ho. And I can tell you, Bank of Ghana me wie free ma oparemo ne asenso bo ache ne fifi mensa de no wie I am coming to Bank of Ghana. Me say Bank of Ghana mo ya akromfo mo je 20% ene kura no mo say ye ba beto abanti mo je 55%. Investor de ne sika efri babi ba Ghana no. Bank of Ghana mo je 55% of ni sika na o de ba be develop Ghana no. First na mo je 20% and asema American opa afakoma Bank of Ghana na se momo se me Frank Adane meboa na me gu mani mu ase a munkonko sue me for defamation. I'm ever ready for you people. Akromfo awudifo nipa bonfo a monwene Ghana ho. Ye ka na mu hunahuna amanfo. Me se ye de nokore ye beje Ghana si ho. Ghana na nye obi ade o. Enye obi ade ye nsuro obi a ye dan obi abewu. Ye nkyere bo wa asase so. Empanifo animdifo asikafo korampo a wo baaye wona wukọ. Ena asante bedi atu upon 2 minutes sika bebribe a wachichiri ye nyina. Ena hwe na brabo de da US ha. Hwe na brabo obewu. Ye ka obi si ana yare ne wu ye mfanse. Na obobra papa nka ye mompa ye ma no. Opa makene Agyapong enyare hwe. Ko obehu Ghana fo ne asofofo a ombe bompa ye ama no. Obehu ahiafo ma ombe contribute sika e de aye bibia hye kana niminyam. Adentia. Ena wo de oyare ya ye nyina ye gbosese wu. That means usune wo ban ene kire odwa Ghana fo ye wode mawo. Enti abusuafo menche ho yenko na yenkonko tie ensa no bi ene Bawumia ni fake promises. Fake kramuni ose oye kramuni owi ose oye kristoni na yere fulani ni susu de akire. Na me ka kire a kristofo ye Ghana ha ye ne nkramofo ye ne asem Dr. Laji Mahmoud Bawumia ne yere fulani ni ena akofa asem abreye omode ye nama omuso omu ye nkramofo nti nkramofo ye nto aba momo but ye na kristofo ye mpene ne mpene ochena. Yes, ene opa amuso mo nkwahyepo kristo ni bia wutie me nkoto wa aba ma Bawumia ono kramoni ni kura no nye kramoni papa wahu kramoni odi awuda wahu kramoni a odwiri dan guda wahu kramoni kromfo da wahu kramoni a oreprakuda to wa aba ma Bawumia. Yes, I am telling you ono oyale o onye fit no de nam ho no oyale Bawumia yale odo nam ho ahwene nipa bia na nipa wi ye so ye president na yere fulani ni su di akiri ye beka no kore na akire ye ya kamfo ye kamfo ye ma obi a medi ye so mo ana mo de aba ye mpe tribal and religious politics but mo ana mo de aba but akamfo ye ma obi ani ye so ye ya de hye ene ye mo pa mo nkwahyepo eno ana ye de koye campaign no and no vote party no so no baso baso. You say from December going, you best start no vote party no. And Ghana for mubuafu amosemo nkoto aba no. I'll dedicate say mon nkoto aba man na kwa me bedi akon. Yes. Ye na ye be organizing no vote party no. Mene mpanifo no be kasa na omo nyina declared the vote for na kwa me bedi akon. Se wo nkoto wa aba de ene koto man na kwa me bedi akon. Ente sa akoromfo ebedi aso de ane duka da ya fempo no mbe mia ye kese. We Ghana for amowa bruchire. Mu nyina mo pese mu kofie ekoye bibi wo fie. Even wo kofie mpo a wo ankasa wo do sika ekwa akobọ bra koye adwuma ma Ghana ne anya bia ye no. Politicians o mo promise Ghana for some be mo adwuma na omo adwuma nya no. Wo na wo tia bruchire wa bra nya wo sika na wo ko bia adwuma ma Ghana ne anya bia ye no. Na politicians kuru ya anso so no asanso asi akwan ase wo sika ahye wo sika asanso abre wase. Minianum Ghana for bebre na na tia bruchire musu. Frank yaka kwantuom ya pese ye bafie nanso mpanimfo akoromfo awudifo yi so omo ba mpu na omo mwoawo ena nka wo ankasa omo gyawo na wo ankasa waye de wo pe na watu mpon a wo start na ye kona ye ba na ya sell na ya hye sika kwa Ghana for bebre omo free abrochire abobra wa abrochire nya sika se omo ko omo kurum Ghana akoye bibi because of these politicians ene ya bre bebre ase a bebre na ani tutu aka wonsam enti mesre I'll say it and I'll say it in a million times. Don't make a mistake to vote for Dr. Elijah Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, I am telling you, 2028, Kennedy Agyapong is coming live and colored. Now, what was so ye NPP ni? Now, I will say, you do obey against you. Ye better. Yen sromu. Me say ye beji pertinence ho. Akromfo awudifo nipa bonafo ye beji pertinence ho. Now, what 2024 no? Ye de chem ye de mamotufo bo 2028. Obi nyahwe ho na obehu say yes yoku yeje onua share this link and let's promote Ghana na ye make sure say ye be vote out Dr. Elijah Mahmoud Bawumia ene mo hwe atrosem ne nadasem ne niema wa hyeda oye camouflage ode dada Ghana for aya say omodwene Ghana for ho adana sa niema no wanye nya wa na wo say wo ye ne sese na ye to aba mawa oba de na obeye na ne sese ne de wo ya ye den. Oh, yeah, then you are just a desperate for power. You are being desperate for power. And it will never happen. And there no way. Say Ghana, Yankupon mine. You be handle power to Dr. Elijah Mahmoud Bawumia wudini nene yiri fula dini wudifu akrom for nipa bwana for. Brabe na mabo. Mwenye musika. Bosumi biya as a vice president you okase. Nye be 20,000 Ghana cedis. We yere kura yimpia neka. Ni sika ne flashy life ne Zulu's life. Onyana wahe. Ne bag ba kwa yesen unyana wa he wo a wotia bruchira wo ye adwuma even 1 week and I say 2 weeks salary eso se ne vice president ne yere Samira Fulani no omo brada adwuma be na why no wo sika se no ye ma ye ni na ho but wotia bruchiri ha you are praising and healing them ma wadwene na ho ma wadwene nya adwuma wo a wotia bruchira wo support Bawumia me se ma wadwene nya adwuma yanko he video no mra.
Madam Granta, let's be very honest. And this sometimes, so what kind of a kura do subani be?
Because somebody did your bidi.
Say this in Kadabia, me bahaya. And Kado make sure say the petrol, may accommodation, enemy air ticket. They will give you opportunity.
Even only for private me faster or frank.
I am telling you. And this. But I want to see a good aspect of them. And I must respect them. What I mean, this is it is a human institution. I died the Jawaho. But what would the anti people from? I do for the pair. NPP no pay never go no coin.
You are going to
council. My typical example. In 2014, Ghana called World Cup. I think is it Brazil or Brazil? 2014 year Brazil.
Mr. Gideon, what? Yeah, 2014.
Brazil. And I'm catching what I bought in Jai. Once I started no blasters management committee, no can be. No gas offer. Mekobi. Oh, coffee or from coffee.
Okay.
Edrua bra na Manchester. what in a botting janke? Kofi, Edruha, Kwabia Sobra, Mofasi, Obekwa, ya botting jan of NDC. Mammy Sanama, another example. When we are in opposition, Namia said, me compare tick compartment.
I as a copy bland.
I was in only therefore you compare him power. In opposition, I went to Jowak. NDC, Eastern Regional Chairman. He's a very successful businessman in the tech industry, the timber industry. Jowak facilitates on only tick compartment back on. Forest for you, mammy. And forest for you to work in a tick compartment. When NPP was position in 2014, you work, man. You are watching Yai Abome and over. But when NPP in power, me call Minister for some forest was a particular.
Osico
Pebimra.
I'm the baby.
When 2022, Yako World Cup, I was the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Make us some person make a cat and you but and listen, I am in 2018, I was the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Near to Afcon Egypt. Manya Bianco. Manya Bianco. Bam, passport to go to a Chile Sande Brem. So you see that in honesty, NDC has that track record and it's good. And in our NDC, you know, because well, be so be answer, be benefit here, also be answer, say yanko. But yan traditional, yan ananum yan, but the letter day sense. Letter day sense. Now come the application back for a lands commission also with external solicitor. Me referee sina me de wo me no. Me de frema opare aye referee. Na me de 17 aye referee. Certain 17 so na national chairman of lands commission board. For a lands commission for farm. I mean, this thing can never happen in NDC. So the Deputy General Secretary of NDC, who is a lawyer, and he will write an application.
People of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. It is very critical that we do that. An airport makes a lot of sense in Cape Coast. It's a real tourist hub, and between Greater Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast, you have a triangle that really is a lot of hub of economic activity. You can build railway lines between them, and it's a major growth pool if we put an airport here to drive infrastructure growth.
And Damono, can you beat your chest and say, they are yet this signature project in the north?
I think the most important project here in the north since independence, a Palogu Dam project.
Okay.
Is the biggest investment. Say we're drawing books no more since independence.
Okay. Okay. What
I check government be by say Palogu Dam. But we're here as a signature project and in Ebeda number one, so there's no doubt about that. Palogu Dam, no, it's clear. Government, but for any government since independence, there's no investment ever seen. Palogu Dam,
okay.
You know, and it's something that is for the country. It's something that and all of that. So very pleased with that signature project.
The peaceful march by peasant farmers from the Upper East and Northeast regions was to lament about the abandoned Palogu multipurpose dam project and impress on government to ensure its speedy execution. The farmers marched through the principal streets of Nalerigu and later paid a courtesy call on the Nayiri to support their cause. President Nana Akufo-Addo through a Sino-Hydro facility of $999 million, cut short for the construction of the Palugu Multipurpose Dam project. The project, which was awarded to Power China International Group, has, however, been abandoned due to lack of funds. Executive Director of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Dr. Charles Nyaba, explains the rationale for the march.
These are all farmers from Upper East and Northeast who are so concerned about their farming activities. In this part of the country, the main economic activities for about 90% of the people is farming. But because of climate change, now in the dry season they can't farm. So the Palugu Multipurpose Dam is coming to address these concerns. But we have realized that when the sword cutting was made, nothing has been done. There's no any work that is done in that area. So we are calling on Bawumia, who is the son of the land, to lead this campaign.
Some farmers have also been sharing their ordeal about the abandoned Palugu Multipurpose Dam project.
Because since they came and cut the sword, contractors have moved out of the site, nothing is going on the site, there's no work going on there, and no contractor is even on site. So that's why we want to caution and bring to the attention of the authority that no, work has come to a stalemate and we don't even know where is it. As citizens, we are at a loss at what is happening to that project. We want the government to expedite action and then to ensure that this dam is equally implemented. Since this project also lies in the doors of the citizens of this region and the son of Mamprugu, and where this project is sited, we want them to make sure that there's budget allocation, there's concrete efforts in constructing that dam.
This project is going to help a lot of farmers to be able to do, those who are not able and those who are able and they need support, to get more support. If the government is able to provide the contractors money to come back to states and do their work better, so that it will help farmers to get the dams to farm a lot of things about farming.
But the peasant farmers, who later convened at the Northeast Regional Coordinating Council to present a petition to Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, were disappointed that neither the regional minister nor the coordinating director was available to receive their petition. They accused the police and the Regional Coordinating Council of deliberately sabotaging their efforts in getting government to expedite action on the Palugu Multipurpose Dam construction and hence demand they be reprimanded.
The coordinating director, who has been paid with our own money, has refused to meet us to receive the petition. When we asked the staff around, they said he's gone for lunch. You go for lunch for more than 2 hours when you are paid with the taxpayer money? Is that fair? No. We need to begin to call our public servants to work. We are not begging them. We are not begging the regional minister. We are not begging the police. Okay? They are paid with the taxpayer money. So we are so disappointed with their attitude.
Hundreds of farmers from the Upper East region and the Northeast region have staged a peaceful march to impress on government to commence the construction of the Palugu Multipurpose Dam project, which has been abandoned for some time now. They are urging government to make the project a priority by taking advantage of the ongoing IMF program or a public-private agreement to ensure speedy construction of the project. The farmers were, however, disappointed that presenting a petition to the Vice President through the Northeast Regional Coordinating Council, neither the regional minister nor the coordinating director were available to take their petition.
Look at what is happening in Ghana today, and you will have no conclusion but the fact that this NDC government is the most incompetent, uncaring and corrupt government this country has ever seen. Why do I say so? Last night I received the news, as all of you have received, that upon all the troubles we are going through and trying to survive this phenomenon that they have inflicted upon us for the last 3 years, they have decided to increase the price of fuel by 9%. How uncaring can you be? This is the government that said, I care for you. Where is the care? Don't you have any empathy for the suffering of our people? You have to increase in this period where people are trying to buy diesel, to run generators, businesses and individuals. This is your thank you to them, to increase further the price of petrol and diesel and other fuels. And this is why we are saying this is the most uncaring government.
The Ghana cedi has obtained the dubious distinction of being the weakest performing currency in Africa at this point in time. Interestingly, the NDC Green Book claims exchange rate stability as one of their unprecedented achievements. In an open economy with market determination of prices, exchange rate movements are the most important indicator of underlying macroeconomic fundamentals. As the saying goes, when in doubt, observe the exchange rate. The lesson from history for governments is that you cannot manage the economy with propaganda. In fact, you can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. The type of free fall that we are seeing with the cedi exchange rate is a vote of no confidence by market players in the management of the economy.
You will recall that I stated in 2014 that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. That was true then, and it is true now. It is 100% correct.
Jobs would be my major focus. Now, me be training 1 million youth in digital skills. 1 million youth in digital skills. Ohona ejumano ewo ubetimenya digital skills. Unko university, as long as you can read and write, you betimia train you. Now when your digital skills, uti akroponha, na uyejuma, what America, what Canada, what Japan, what UK, na uti high because who are digital skills, not limited only to Ghana. The whole world is open for you. Nasa na yebe.
Assembly na mi pese His Excellency the Vice President, mi pese odi me di tu enim kakra na ye bibi fa ho. It's all about the NAPCO. Say NAPCO trainings are now ye pick him for about 4 years back. And program no ending. And I have some of them in my community, and they confronted me. Nana, Matisse mo kwa kushia the Vice President. Enti sasem we there. You go there, go and advocate for us. We give it to your hands. Go and deliver it for us. So that oba fie na yes we are to be BF. His Excellency Wadaroma. Say NAPCO for no ebinum stipend be akam is unpaid stipend, and they have not received it. And I know that flagship problem is directly under the office of the Vice President. Please and please, when is that unpaid stipend is going to be paid to them? I know the number of NAPCO trainees in Ghana. They are many. The number is so huge, very so huge, and they are also going to vote. Please. So when that unpaid stipend is going to be paid? Thank you very much.
A few years ago, government reduced the gold export levy, this withholding tax, from 3% to to 1.5%. The result of this is that after a sharp decline in gold exports in 2021, the gold export volumes have been steadily recovering, with 2024 showing promising signs. Given our strategic intention to realize higher production volumes, to refine locally and support gold for oil and gold for reserve programs for a stable currency, I intend to reduce the withholding tax from 1.5% currently to 1% next year. God willing, under my presidency.
Look at what is happening in Ghana today, and you will have no conclusion but the fact that this NDC government is the most incompetent, uncaring, and corrupt government this country has ever seen. Why do I say so? Last night, I received the news, as all of you have received, that upon all the troubles we are going through and trying to survive this phenomenon that they have inflicted upon us for the last 3 years, they have decided to increase the price of fuel by 9%. How uncaring can you be? This is the government that said, I care for you. Where is the care? Don't you have any empathy for the suffering of our people? You have to increase in this period where people are trying to buy diesel, to run generators, businesses and individuals. This is your thank you to them, to increase further the price of petrol and diesel and other fuels. And this is why we are saying this is the most uncaring government.
We have created more jobs. We've created 2.1 million jobs since we have, and we can account for every single one of them. 2.1 million jobs in the last 7 years. That is more than any government in the Fourth Republic of this country. More than any government. But there is still more to be done.
At this point, we would like to take 4 questions from the eminent men and clergy, so that our vice president and leader of our party can provide some responses. And so we would like to take these questions. I've seen a hand up, a lady. Madam.
My question is on creating of jobs. I heard that you created 2.1 billion jobs. And I was having concern of those who lost their jobs in years back. A number of banks were closed, and those who were working in these banks, I believe, were displaced out of their work. And another thing was NGOs. Many NGOs were closed down, and people lost their jobs. So these new jobs that have been created, if it's real, does it have benefit to those who lost their jobs? Are you able to trace those people, because it's a livelihood? How do they cope with that? Another area is the business sector. Gold Coast security, where many of us invested our monies, were disturbed. I don't want to say closed down, but our monies were locked up. Let me reverse. I am Ramatu Abdullah Helena, a Mamprosi from East Mamprosi district, but pastoring a church in Dagbang here, Dalang, Assemblies of God to be precise. Okay. So we had our monies that we contributed. Provident Fund is for our pension. When you are going on pension as a pastor, you withdraw to cushion your old age. These monies were invested, and the company was down, and we are not able to recover these monies. Many of our old pastors have retired and are still looking to this money to be able to cushion their old age. And not only Goko Security, I think other business setups were affected, like Men's Gold and others. How are you able to work out this for us, please?
Thank you very much, I think, for those questions. I think the first question came on jobs and the fact that we've created so far 2.1 million jobs. These are broken down into 1.2 million jobs for the public sector and 975,000 jobs for the private sector all the way through 2023. And this is SNIT data. And so it's very clear if you look at the numbers, teachers about 100,000, nurses 100,000 and so on. So it's very clear that all of these jobs, as I said, they are all itemized and very much real. You went on to look at the job losses that occurred during the collapse of some of the financial institutions that happened. And that is an unfortunate situation because you had about an estimate of about 7,000 job losses that occurred in that space in terms of the financial institutions. One of the things that we should also look at is how many jobs we saved during that period. One of the biggest nightmares I had was before the exercise took place, when it was clear that if we didn't move, if the Bank of Ghana didn't move to rationalize the banking system and shut down some of these banks, the whole system was going to collapse. The whole system. So we had to find 25 billion Ghana cedis. 25 billion Ghana cedis to save the banking system. We saved the deposits of 4.6 million depositors by just moving all their deposits to new banks like Consolidated Bank and so on. Otherwise, they would have all collapsed. And if 3 banks collapsed, the whole banking system would have gone fine. We would have lost so many jobs. For some of the securities, like Gold Coast Securities and so on, of course, these were investments that were made by people. These are not banking deposits. These are investments that are made, and people basically make their own evaluation of the risks involved in investing in certain institutions. Sometimes when they make a lot of money, we don't hear any complaints. But when they lose money, then we may hear some complaints. And I know that it is not easy for a lot of people who have put provident funds and so on into these institutions. Ministry of Finance came out with a bailout, and I think for each depositor they gave about 50,000 Ghana cedis. And I think the ministry is preparing another bailout for them because we believe that they are going through hard times for those who did that, and we are going to have to come out with another bailout for them. You know, so that is one of the things that we are trying to do. But on balance, even if you said that some of those 7,000 people are still unemployed, we have to keep doing more to create more jobs. We've done 2.1 million so far, and we will keep doing much more.
Okobotema and Okokasoma created 2.6 million jobs. The data source I will use here, SNIT data. Okay. Or say according to SNIT, data on the man 2.6 million jobs on market. Okay. The catch was in August, your co-vice president or launching a manifesto, no Satama created 2.3 million jobs. It do show Okobotema na any coffee tone to better hands or Balabefema. They are all saying that the data is from SNIT. Okay. And if I'm a quote, I will say, he pointed out that the data. He pointed out to the data from the SNIT and others, for which he said indicate that around 2.6 million jobs that have been created under this administration. And that is what we are fact checking today. Or see 1.4 million of the jobs are in the private sector, 1.2 million in the public sector. And as I've said, as media, we educate, we entertain, we inform. So we are going to do this analysis and go to the data on our source and say sanity. Now, Oko 2016, answers are now by way the last Senate active contributors.
Okay.
A big argument say, oh, you have Senate registration saying,
right.
When you pick the active contributors of Senate, that's at 2016. Not Senate active contributors, and this is the annual report of Senate. Now you're 1,353,610.
Okay.
It's roughly 1.3 million. That's at 2016. Oko Senate website, the last annual report of my position 2022.
Yeah.
But because of other sources, I can glean the number of active contributors as of today. Anybody can go to Senate to acquire the last annual report on Pussy 2022. I'm making the argument in 2024. To be checking, you know, according to Senate Director General, what's it currently? The number of active contributors of Senate in 1.9 million. And I'm not just giving you one source. This is a source from Senate own website, senate.org.gh.
Okay.
Again, Okoma Joe Online, about only 1.9 million out of 10 million workers are covered under Senate scheme.
Okay.
This is second source from my Joe Online. So I'll give you the 1.9 million. I'll give you a Senate source. I'll give you my Joe Online source. I'll also give you Business and Financial Times. So see, the Director General of Senate, Dr. John Ofeo-Cranton, has revealed that a mere 2% out of the 1.9 million Senate contributors are self-employed. Tusha, Senate acquire 1.9 million active contributors, and no money na. And the creation of the government. Some of them are what? Self-employed, and they form what? 2%. So relying on Senate data alone is not foolproof. And the 1.9 million, I've given you 3 different data sources.
Right.
Senate, BFT, and my Joe Online. So it tells you that what's in the 2016
that was
figure of 1,353,610 from the 1.9 million, which is today now, you are coming to just about 546,390.
Definitely.
So you cannot find the 2.6 million. In fact, the public sector 1.2 million, you cannot find it.
Okay.
So the Senate data Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is relying on the difference between the active contributors from 2017 to date is less than 600,000.
Okay.
Now, I say, oh, active contributors and yes, I incidents of job. You create a job into a mobile and identify incidents of job. I don't shy away from debate. In fact, debate is healthy. So let's go to the incidents of jobs. 2016. And about we free so mobile the 2017 new workers registration.
Okay.
Makacho was a Senate. We will bet you control the and be a voluntary contributor.
Yeah.
So this number involves a lot of people. But let's even give it to the president.
Okay.
And the team of Bawumia said that is what they allege. So Makriti. 2017, now you're 291,328.
281,328.
Okay. Now I am so. 2018. 281,311.
Okay.
2019, 296,269.
Okay.
Now yanko the 2020. So 2020, 204,136. 2021, 277,819. 2022, 244,729. Then 2023, because 2024 annual report is not out because the year is still continuing. 280,833. So in fact, Senate even in the last 7 years has not gone near 1,000.
Okay.
Or are the figure when na you come to 1,866,425.
Okay. So new registrants ni nyina akra.
2.6 million.
Wow.
When you even add 300,000 for the purposes of argument for 2024, that is just about 2.1.
Yeah.
And 2.1 yen can say before I buy a ban.
Yeah.
Before registration, they are not all the job creation from the government. Some are from the private sector. I want what I say. So you don't find the data. And anyway, do you know why these analyses are important? So STI.
Right.
Now diagnosis malaria. Onumenko. So for you to get the best of healthcare, you must do proper diagnosis of DNA how. And these I'm using official documents. Akokwa, see I created 2.6 million jobs. Another place I see who say adeno a click and I said a kimpaluta beka peke Oko Ghana statistics says who say data na peke. Yankoso. Ghana Statistical Service here, they find the 2022 earnings inequality in the public sector. Okay, maybe on the case BG 500 million, BG 2,000. And please, before you challenge it, this is the chief government statistician. World Bank BB hanom form data free. The Ghana Statistical Service.
Yeah.
Okay. Also Ghana entire public sector. At that time, I remember myself from 2017 to now, I created 1.2 million out of the 2.6 million in the public sector. The entire public sector from Nkrumah was 622,000, 688,000, sorry, 88,000 as of 2022. Okay, can of rata call UPSA. Okay, some cranum pay a Juma for Rubino no create Juma. No kind of the money. That was less than $1 million.
Yeah.
So Ghana's entire public sector, it's not even $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me give you a fun fact. Do you know that there are more public sector workers in Ashanti region than even Greater Accra? 125,000 against 113,000. This is Ghana Statistical Service. Now, Kokwa. Mama, two data sources where we cannot find it.
Okay.
I've gone to Senate. I've come to Ghana Statistical Service.
Right. Ghana Revenue Authority.
Ghana Revenue Authority. I created 2.6 million jobs. Our revenue must see the sense of the data.
Yeah.
2019, where active taxpayers population trend.
Okay.
Ometua tax. 2019, Ometua just about 1.9 million. 2023, 2.6 million. Akokwa he growth no.
Yeah.
It's about 2.1, 200,000. 2.4, 300,000. 2.4. So I'm saying you can attribute it to COVID-19.
Yeah.
It gives you a nuance. Share 2023. K1 now unemployment.
Yeah.
Shamedo sector no 11.3%.
Both male and female.
Both male and female. Right. Who created 2.6 million jobs? That's 11.3. 2023. No, 2022 K1. See the last months, October, November, December. No unemployment 11.3.
So that is quarter 4.
Quarter 4 of 2022.
Okay.
2023 quarter 1. Equal 14.9%.
Right.
And it's about 14.6% quarter 2. Quarter 3 is 14.7%. How do you create jobs when unemployment is worsening? And 2.6 million. Takwa mama about 4 data sources.
Yeah.
When you go to Ghana Statistical Service, it's not there.
Yeah.
When you go to Senate, it's not there. When you go to GRA, it's not there. When you even use mere registration, some are called was there be a card and they call bank transactions. When you even tabulate it, you don't get